The Atlanta Public Schools presents the 2014-2015 Teacher of the Year Award Ceremony. Dream Builders light the path of the future.
Good evening. My name is Andrea Faris Moore, and I am the Assistant Superintendent for Administrative Services with Atlanta Public School. It is truly a pleasure to serve as your Mistress of Ceremony for the 2014-15 Teacher of the Year ceremony. The theme of the ceremony is Dream Builders, light the path for the future. Please stand for the presentation of colors by the School of Carver School of the Arts, facilitated by Sergeant Major Jerome Wilson.
Part-time, march. Colors, hope. Breathing, colors.
And the national anthem will be performed by Parkside Elementary School students, Breon Boswell in the 4th grade, Maya Copeland, grade 4, and Salon Quajovi, grade 2. 3, grade 3. And they are being directed by Denitris Henderson, the chorus teacher. Thank you from the students of Carver. That was wonderful.
Carry, colors. Part-time, march. Forward, march.
You may be seated. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce our Associate Superintendent for Schools. Please stand when I call your name. Representing elementary schools, Dr. Danielle Battle. Mr. David White. Dr. Sid Baker. Representing middle schools, Dr. Gregory Milliton. You can just wave at us. Also coming through the door, representing our high schools, is Dr. Timothy Gatson. Thank you. At this time, I would like for you to welcome Mr. Courtney English, Chair of the Atlanta Board of Education, to the podium to bring us greetings.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. This is a celebration. Good evening, good evening, good evening. All right, we got a good-looking crowd in here. This is a celebration, guys. We're going to have fun. It is definitely an honor and a pleasure to be here with you this evening. Before I begin, I definitely want to acknowledge my colleagues on the board who are here with us this evening. Representing Educational District 1, Ms. Leslie Grant. Hey. Representing at-large Seat 9, Mr. Jason Estevez. Representing Educational District 4 and Board Vice Chair, Ms. Nancy Meister. Educational District 3, Mr. Matt Westmoreland. And Educational District 6, Ms. Ishay Collins. We definitely, again, we are definitely excited to be here to support the work that you do. We thought it was critically important that we add our voices to the countless others who want to say thank you for all the hard work that you put in every single day. All of our finalists, our district-wide finalists from elementary, middle school, and high school, congratulations to you all. Briefly, I want to share a quick story with you that highlights, at least for me, the importance of this moment. So I went to go vote yesterday. Early voting started Monday, by the way. Early voting started Monday. All right. And on my way out of the voting booth, I heard a name that said, Courtney. And I turned around, and there was this lady about yay high, and she said, you don't remember me. And it was Miss Betty Busby. And Miss Betty Busby was my 9th grade biology teacher. And she said, first of all, I started sweating bullets when I saw her. Because I remember pouring through her notebooks, pouring through her notes, pouring through my notes for her class, all of the assignments, every single night, worried about how I was going to pass my midterms and my final examinations. I remember doing every single project that she had. I remember worrying that I wasn't going to meet her high, lofty expectations. In fact, I got so worried I thought I was going to fail this particular class. And, I was up one night, late as possible, getting ready for my final, looking over those notes. Now, the interesting thing about this entire story is that the class that I was preparing for, or the final examination that I was preparing for, wasn't my 9th grade final. It was my sophomore biology final. And the notes that I used to prepare for my sophomore biology final were the exact same notes from the exact same notebook that I used in Miss Busby's 9th grade biology class. True story. That's how powerful of a teacher Miss Betty Busby was. And there's some folks in this room who are nodding, so I know you know her. That's how great she was. That's the impact that she had on my life. You see, 11 short years ago, I was actually a student in the Atlanta public school system. 11 years ago. And now I have the pleasure of working with these great folks as chair of the Atlanta Board of Education, the youngest to ever hold that title. I tell that story, thank you. I tell that story and the story about Miss Busby because it's not a testament to me. It's a testament to you. Because all that I am and all that I will ever be is because of the hard work and dedication that each of you put in every single day. And I'm not alone. There are tens of thousands of others just like me who owe all of our success to you. That's why you're here. That's why you do what you do every single day. And my colleagues, share in the commitment to make your lives a whole heck of a lot easier. Secretary Arne Duncan once said, there should be two types of people in education: teachers and people who help teachers do their jobs. And everybody else should get out of the way. I'll say it again. Teachers and people who help teachers do their jobs. And everyone else should get out of the way. So I came to say congratulations. Thank you for what you have done for me and the tens of thousands of the Atlanta Public Schools students. We're here to support you, we are here to stand with you, and we love you for the service that you have rendered to the city of Atlanta. Thank you and congratulations again.
Thank you, Mr. English. At this time, I want to thank the catering service here at Loudermilk Center for the great meal that you will have tonight. And at this time, you are welcome to start your meal. And as you are eating, we will continue with our program. So, Mr. Eric Bravo Escudero, if you want to come up. Mr. Eric is a 5th grade student at Benteen Elementary School.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to introduce to you our keynote speaker, Atlanta Public Schools Superintendent, Dr. Maria Carstarfin. Dr. Carstarfin was born and raised in Selma, Alabama. She worked very hard in school, and with every opportunity, she looked for ways to learn more and more. Her love for learning did not end after she graduated from high school. Dr. Carstarfin earned a doctorate in administration, planning, and social policy in concentration in urban superintendency from the Harvard Graduate School of Education. She earned a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science and Spanish from Tulane University and Master of Education degrees from Auburn University and Harvard University. She has also studied at the University of Seville, Spain, and University of Innsbruck, Austria. She started her teaching career in Selma, Alabama. Dr. Carstarfin's professional experience includes teaching at the middle school level, as well as elementary education in Seville, Spain, and Caracas, Venezuela. She previously served as the superintendent of St. Paul Public Schools in Minnesota and Austin School District in Austin, Texas. She also worked in supervisory position in District of Columbia, Tennessee, and Ohio. She was the first African American and first woman to serve as Austin's superintendent. Dr. Carstarfin was successful in launching a number of non-traditional initiatives, including early college start programs and elementary dual language programs. We are pleased that Dr. Carstarfin selected Atlanta Public Schools to continue her mission to ensure that every child has access to a quality education in APS. She wants to make Atlanta Public Schools the best school system in the nation, and we are excited to be part of this legacy. Thank you, Dr. Carstarfin, for caring about children and dedicating your professional career to making a difference in education. At this time, I present to you Dr. Maria Carstarfin, Atlanta Public Schools Superintendent.
Wait, don't go anywhere, Eric. Eric, I want you to come back up here and help me talk about our great teachers. Come on up here. Stand on your little thing. There you are. There. So, yeah, this is Eric, and it's Bravo Escudero? Escudero. And so Eric is a 5th grader. Eric is here because he's going to be a graduate of which year? When are you going to graduate from high school? Let me count my fingers. I counted it for you. It's year 2022. I'm going to be an old lady by the time you're graduating from high school, but I can already tell by your style and your diction and your presence that you're going to be not only an amazing student, but you're going to grow up to be a great possible educator. Yeah? Uh-oh. This is not good. Will you consider our profession? Thank you. Thank you. And so Eric is pretty excited. He said when you work hard, you make progress, period. When we were talking to him earlier today. And Eric, tell us a little bit about your favorite teacher. Who's your favorite teacher?
Miss Turner.
Who?
Miss Terman.
And lean up here a little bit and yeah, tell her how much you love her. So sweet. She loves you too. Thank you for coming tonight. You're an amazing presenter, and thank you for sharing with us your love for your teacher, okay? All right. It's good. It's a happy time. Thank you, Eric. You okay? So, wow. I'm a middle school teacher, so that's really overwhelming for someone like me. Thank you so much for being here. I am so honored to be the new superintendent for Atlanta Public Schools. There are so many great teachers in APS. I actually, by happenstance, ended up in the classroom of one of our nominees today, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about what I saw in his classroom that I believe every Teacher of the Year clearly embodies, because otherwise I don't think you would be recognized. And what we know about what you do and what we know about what you represent is pretty crystal clear. First, we know that great teachers actually bring to the table a level of strong academic drive that it just pours out of you. And it's not about performance, and it's not about testing. It is about a real drive to want to ensure that students get the best that they can get out of you so that you can share in the knowledge you have to make their lives better. The second things teachers do that are great teachers, and I know you do this too, is that you have systems and procedures in your class where management looks so easy that everyone really believes they can do it until they become a teacher and realize how hard it really is. And that you have really thought that through, and that you're not doing it by hoping it happens or, hoping that you get the best students in the school, but that you really do have these kinds of systems in place that makes learning possible and every moment becomes a teachable moment. The third thing that you do that I think we take for granted when it comes to this profession is that you really know how to not only engage the student, but you know how to engage the parents and the families of the students in the learning of the child. And those three things, when you do that every day, and you do, and that's part of the reason why you're here, magic happens in your classroom. Magic that everyone notices, magic that people want to talk about, and magic that makes the learning experiences, much like what you heard from Chair English, memorable for the rest of their lives. And so I just want to tell you a little bit about our three nominees because they're so extraordinary. And every teacher knows this when they go into the profession. They know that our work, no matter what the federal government says, no matter what state standards say, no matter what kind of culture we create around accountability, is that, quite frankly, great teachers know that testing is only a small part of what you do. It is a small indicator of the impact you've had on that child's life. There are three parts to what you do in that piece of teaching that is extraordinary. We make sure that kids get practical skills and experiences that go beyond what they're learning out of a textbook. We also make sure that we do the academic part. We teach our content. We know that we can share that knowledge. But the third piece that you do that is part of that magic is that you actually inspire students to feel like their well-being is enhanced for being in your class and that they feel more hopeful about the future. And hope is a powerful indicator. Hope is an indicator that is so strong that when you do it in teaching, it is a better indicator of success in school and college than GPA or grades. And a teacher doesn't have to do a lot around inspiring hope. And so in our work, while we want the academics, and yes, we want those practical experiences and all of the things that give students, unique skill sets, but the thing that you bring that no one does in their day, generally with a child, is give them that little fairy dust that's hope, and that the hope goes to the next level, that inspires them to want to achieve more and do more. This is all research-based. I'm not making it up. But I certainly saw it when I went to Mr. Blackman's class at Best Academy. Would you stand up and just raise your hand so I can see your beautiful face in real time? He's a middle school teacher. I was a middle school teacher. One of the things that I was able to do in his class, and I just, loved it, is that he's like teaching and doing everything that you would expect a teacher to do. And then throughout, it was like moments and seconds, you would get like these great, reinforcing commentary that you typically just don't hear in a class. And so he would, say something, and so a student would respond, and, it could be high-fiving and all sorts of things. But the one thing that I loved that I would just like to share with you, if you'd like to take back into your class, when students did things right, they earned 10 seconds of uninterrupted celebratory dance. Right? Would you like to have us? You got it? I say, he did good. He earned it. You get your 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Thank you very much. Now, Miss Payne is another dynamo from Jackson Elementary School. Would you like to stand and do a little wave as well? She's developed a reputation for being masterfully in her creation of consistency and routine. One of those things I told you, that when we want to improve education, when we want to attract the very best, this is something that they do. Her classroom works like clockwork, so not a moment is missed. Her positivity, you're going to see a video later, but her positivity just shines through. She makes everyone feels special. That is what your school said about you. And then I actually have now he's used to the 10 seconds of celebratory time, but I'm going to get some help from the AV staff here. Are we ready? I don't know where those people are most of the time. Are we, Scott, am I ready? So would you like to get 10 seconds? Yeah, are you ready? All right, here she goes. 10 seconds of celebratory dance. Yeah. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. And last but not least, we have a high school teacher from Carver School of the Arts. She's ready to dance already. She's like, give me my song. But while you're standing, I'll tell you, she certainly is, like I said, after my own heart. She teaches theater and teaches like her life depends on it. She believes that she wants students to succeed, and what your students and the school says about you is that they can tell that you care about the students and that it comes out in everything that you do. Now, let me just say this. You don't have to dance. You can do an interpretive, artistic presentation if you like, but it's 10 seconds. And do you want the music? Do I get the music or not? How is it just not going to happen? All right. Well, I'm interested to see what you create. Tell me when you're ready, because I know you're going to really impress us. Are you ready? Really? Yes. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. Here we go. Starting at 10 and go. 10, 9. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. So anyway, if you get a chance to visit these classrooms, I encourage you to do so. You're going to see a little snapshot when we play the videos to see how they actually live in their space and what makes their classroom special. They'll talk about their practice. I think everyone in here will resonate with that. But most importantly, I wanted to thank and congratulate all of our Teachers of the Year across APS. You've done a great job for students. It certainly shows every day in the schools and classrooms I've been in. Some of the best teaching I've seen in my life has been right here in Atlanta Public Schools. I wish everyone in this city knew that and recognized that. And I'm going to do my job every day of trying to trumpet that all over the city so that people can really learn and appreciate the gifts and the talents and the strengths that you bring to school every single day. Congratulations to all of you. A special celebratory 10 seconds. I'm not going to dance. Oh, maybe. Okay. I did. In his class, I did do the robot. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Have a great evening. I love you all. I look forward to a great school year.
Thank you, Dr. Christopherson, for the inspiring words and the little robot dance there. Okay, we would like to take this time just to share with you on how the selection process works for the Teacher of the Year. The Teacher of the Year program is designed to acknowledge the excellence in teaching. Candidates are nominated by their peers in their prospective schools. Each candidate must provide a written reflection about how they have contributed to the academic success of their students. In addition, each candidate must complete a list of their professional development activities, describe their community involvement, state their philosophy of teaching, discuss current issues and trends in education, list how to improve the teaching profession, provide 3 letters of support and a recommendation from their principals. Once that candidate is selected as the Teacher of the Year for their prospective schools, their packets are submitted to the Associate Superintendent's office. The Associate Superintendent representatives are responsible for selecting and referring semifinalists to the Teacher of the Year Selection Committee. 36 semifinalists were selected this year. The semifinalists must also develop a lesson plan and videotape. The plan and videotapes are submitted to the Teacher of the Year Selection Committee for viewing and scoring. Lastly, the semifinalists are interviewed by the Teacher of the Year Semifinalist Selection Committee. From this pool, 1 finalist from elementary, middle, and high schools are selected and expected to attend this evening's award ceremony. Tonight, we will announce the winners. Atlanta Public Schools Teacher of the Year. But before we make that announcement, I would like to introduce you to our 2014-15 Teacher of the Year. We will start with the 3 finalists. 36 semifinalists followed by the Teacher of the Year from various schools throughout the district. So at this time, if I could get Dr. Christopherson, Mr. Jernigan, and Mr. English to please come up on the podium. Go down on the end, you're about midway there. That'll be fine. Thank you. Okay. And at this time, if you will prepare to come up. And if we could ask you to hold your applause until we get everyone across. You know they say that in every event, don't they? They say it at graduations. They say it everywhere, but everybody still claps, right? But we're going to say it anyway, if you'll hold your applause until we get everyone across. So we will start with Ms. Keisha Payne, elementary. Ms. Keisha Payne, elementary school teacher of the year. I don't think they're all supposed to be here. Okay, we'll keep it moving. So the next person that we have here is Mr. Barry Blackman II, middle school teacher of the year, Best Academy. The principal is Mr. Womack. And then, but you're gonna go ahead and do it, okay. And now we have J. Angela Wilder, and she is the high school teacher of the year. The School of Carver School of Arts, Principal Dr. Marvin Pryor. This is Matez Connor. Natasha Hogan Mahan. Lydia Ragland Williams. Crystal Scott. Amy Salahuddin. Gina Cochran. Francesca Starks. Dr. Keisha Smith. Kim Tran. Allison Page. Rihanna President. Shaquila Edwards. Christy Wynn. Christy Davis Langston. Shonda Barnes. Janela Osby. Monet Dixon. Eldrick Powell. Tamara Irvin. Wendy Allison Feldman. Is it Nikki? Nikki Balders. Velma Thompson. Julian Saya. Leo La Madia. Debbie Vassell Mitchell. Lakeisha Maria McDaniel. Walter L. Mason. I'm gonna hold it up. Beverly Pennell. Natasha Smith Mustafa. Tony Rambo. Stephanie Jordan.
Breanne Turgeon.
Breanne Turgeon. Pamela Faith Jackson. Vanetta Vinnie Toms. Mark Watley. Okay. Carnishala Bentley Kyler. Is it Jamie? Yes. Jamie Joseph Manning. Cynthia Toots. Christy Jackson Stargell. Erica Turman. Okay. Ithea Laverne Pickford. Celine Brown Roberts. Angel. Okay. Angel Vordell. April Graves. Kimberly Lemon. Philip Alexander Kopp. Was that Torrance? Candace Torrance. Nania Hill. Dr. Nania Hill. Anna Fernandez. Anna Fernandez. You're getting backed up. So I'm gonna hold up. Chelsea, I'm gonna hold up.
Okay, no problem. You're doing good.
So they'll recognize who you are.
Okay. My principal has a
You're getting backed up. Oh, I know it, honey. Chelsea Vines. Angel Lyra. Okay. Angel Lyria Willis. That's okay. Lisa Hubbard. Joanna Conathan. Katrina Botley. Okay. Beretta Harad. Timothy Purtle. Ruby Champion. Shanika Anderson. Crystal Gillian. Thank you. Well, at this time, I'm going to pause just a second so that the servers can go on and bring out the meal, and then we will move on with the introduction of our 3 finalists and give you an opportunity to view their video. Okay, we're going to prepare to move on with our program. At this time, I'm going to ask Kate Ponder, a student at Warren T. Jackson. She is going to introduce Keisha Payne, Elementary Teacher of the Year video.
Hello, my name is Kate Ponder, and I would like to introduce my fabulous 3rd grade teacher, Miss Payne. She is the perfect mix of fun and serious. Let me tell you about the top 10 reasons I love Miss Payne. Reason 10, she always, no matter what, makes time for something important the students want to do. Reason 9, she makes kids feel comfortable to ask questions. Reason 8, she laughs at herself when she makes mistakes. Reason 7, she teaches us to manage our time in school so we can manage our time in life. Reason 6, she tells us it's okay to make mistakes. Reason 5, when something is important, she means it and says, and I mean serious. Reason 4, she plays the harmonica. Reason 3, she teaches us to be proud of our work. Reason 2, she reads with expression and helps us understand how the characters are feeling. And the number 1 reason I love Miss Payne is that she makes learning fun.
Thank you very much for that, Kate. That was a beautiful introduction. At this time, we will watch the video for Keisha.
How many syllables are in the word justices?
2, 3.
Good job, Skylar. Repeat after me. Segregation.
Segregation.
Thurgood Marshall.
Thurgood Marshall.
Excellent. I am a passionate natural educator. I come from a long line of teachers. I can honestly say that every member of my immediate family is an educator in some capacity. So I grew up with teachers and fell in love with teaching that way. I think that learning should be fun for kids, particularly for elementary school age students. I think it is extremely important to place an emphasis on individualized small group instruction. I think that the more opportunities you build for students to have one-on-one and small group learning activities, the more meaningful and engaging learning will be for students in the classroom.
So I'll hold the ruler in place, and you go from that dot to this dot, right against the edge of the ruler for a nice straight line. Good, that's okay. Erase that, that's fine. All right, do you see the difference between the one we did with the straight edge and the one you didn't? Good job.
I loved school when I was little. I loved it, and I love it now even still. I was an organized student, and I enjoyed every part of school. I think that language came naturally to me even as a little girl. Reading and writing and drawing and solving. I enjoyed every aspect of school as a child. I think it's really important to keep in mind that they're children, and it's not developmentally appropriate always for them to be confined to their desk where they're seated all of the time. So I think part of what helps to keep things interesting is giving students opportunities to get up and move around the room, move around the campus, and apply the skills that they're learning.
She is exciting, at the same time demanding, at the same time inspiring. It's a pleasure to be in her class. She is a very, very popular teacher, both with colleagues and parents and students. Everyone is excited if they get to be in Keisha Payne's class because they know they're in for an exciting school year.
Raise your hand without blurting if you can tell me the name of our final historical hero. Jake.
Salvador Perez.
Oh, close. Anybody else? Help us, Kate.
Cesar Chavez.
Good. Say Cesar Chavez.
Cesar Chavez.
I like how Miss Payne lets me do extra work because I love to work on things and I usually like to read, so she lets me read extra time and she lets me work on things that people aren't working on. That makes me feel kind of special.
I think that developing a solid routine where students know what to expect, what's going to happen next, and where students have multi-step directions so that there are opportunities for whole group instruction to give directions, also opportunities for small group instruction to work on skills, but definitely working in time for one-on-one individualized instruction as well. So in every lesson, I am looking for ways to build each of those three types of opportunities: whole group, small group, and individualized. I have had the honor of working in several inclusion situations, and I think it is a really interesting opportunity for collaboration between teachers and also between students. In a situation where strengths and weaknesses are matched up so that we can really learn from each other.
We're very lucky. We have a great school and we have a lot of great teachers. Keisha Payne is probably among the very, very best. She has a natural gift and a natural talent for working with children.
That beautiful times 3 back table. So start with 0 times 3 and go all the
Well,
way
we
to
did
12
multiplication today, and
Okay.
instead of making us like write the 3 times table like a million times, like we actually did worksheets that made it entertaining.
One of the factors. Because before you wrote anything, that said 9 times blank equals 27.
In every decision you make, keep students first. I say communicate clearly with parents and administrators. I say collaborate effectively with your colleagues and keep students top of mind.
Helping people and the environment.
I think that when you walk through the doors of our school, you feel our commitment, our collaboration, our communication with families to support student success. And I think that every part of our culture surrounds that.
Dr. Baker, if you will please escort Mrs. Payne to the podium. And at this time, Mrs. Payne will share some brief remarks.
Good evening. How cute are they? My teaching career is impacting my life by transforming me into a confident and knowledgeable and passionate advocate for children. Seeing the world through the eyes of my students every day is so much fun. Now I know that the best learning happens when students are up out of their seats, moving around campus, applying the skills that they learn in the classroom. I've learned that helping students make real-world connections gives them ownership over the skills and the standards that we are covering. Students need and want to know how their work will help them in the future. Working in education has taught me the value of taking a collaborative team approach to meeting the individual learning needs of students. I've learned to establish communication and build relationships with families to help support student success. Working with elementary school students in particular has taught me to place a daily emphasis on building every child's self-esteem. Now I know that addressing the needs of the whole child means that I am looking at emotional and social and developmental concerns in addition to academic goals. When people look into a classroom, a lot of times, particularly in third grade, they just see a group of 8- and 9-year-old kids. When I look into any classroom, I see confident and independent and articulate, problem solvers that are having fun and working hard toward college and career readiness. It is an absolute honor to represent Atlanta Public Schools, and I believe in the work that we are doing for our students. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. At this time, I would like for Mr. Jonathan Sims, a student at Best Academy, to come up and introduce Mr. Barry Blackman II, Middle School Teacher of the Year, Best Academy.
Good evening. My name is Jonathan Sims, and I am a 6th grader attending Best Academy Middle. Ladies and gentlemen, I remember in class a couple of weeks ago, Mr. Blackman gave us an assignment to write a constructive response about who we would want to become for 1 week. Most of my friends wrote about superheroes, rappers, and athletes. However, I thought of becoming Mr. Blackman. I say this because Mr. Blackman is one of the hardest working teachers I've ever known. Mr. Blackman is an example of what a best man should be. He comes to school ready to teach me and other students. He shows us how to greet guests as real gentlemen. He shows us how to dress like gentlemen. He shows us how to think like gentlemen. And he shows us how to keep our composure like gentlemen. Mr. Blackman is a gentleman who truly models respect and knowledge. I look up to Mr. Blackman. He will lead me towards academic success so that I am ready for college. If you ever get a chance to see him teach, I'm sure you will agree that he is one of the best teachers in Atlanta Public Schools. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you my teacher, my hero, Mr. Blackman. Thank you.
Thank you. That was wonderful. At this time, we will watch the video for Mr. Blackman.
Why did it happen? Who what? Who did it? Who did it? They want to know who did it. Because they're going to look for the usual suspects. You got it? Yes, sir. Okay, if you are in school, something turns up missing. Wait, where's my iPhone? Oh, something turns up missing, right? Mm-hmm. I want to know who did it, how they did it, when they did it,
and where they did it.
Where they did it. See how that's working?
Yes, sir.
So on your sticky note, good job. Write down each one of those for our informational strategies today. My style inside my classroom is very outside the box. I use a lot of different methods and try to mix my own type of gumbo within the classroom, such as discipline and humor. And I believe with those two, that will foster enlightenment with my young men. A lot of young men, when I end up teaching, they enjoy it. They look forward to it. With my particular chance that I create, things to have them have pride in their work, not only just, pride in school, but just pride in themselves. All right, here we go. Table 1. Move to Article 1. Table 2. You have Article 2. I come from a background of educators, and to me, I actually ran from it. I mean, I ran so hard that I ended up getting caught being in education. I was looking forward to journalism, and I found out when in journalism, the way young men and young ladies in magazine business, you have to know how to read. And I went into a few of the inner cities and were handing out magazines with the internship that I had, and I saw that the young men and women had issues with just simply reading the articles, reading the publications, and it sent a spark through me to say, you know what, I love journalism, but I might be in the wrong field. I wanted to do something about those young men and women who had issues with reading, and what better way than not teach language arts and reading.
His own self, his own person.
His own person. Be your what? Self. Hip hip. Hooray! I wanted him to be himself, which I know I tell you this all the time. Be you what? Self. And always keep your what? Composure. Composure. When you can keep your composure, remember Byron couldn't keep his composure. He started bullying. Even his own family started bullying. Yes, sir.
One thing that he does is actually lead others in adopting some of his practices. As leader of our culture and chants and things of that nature, a lot of people have adopted some of the things that he's done. Last year, he really was a spearhead in 6th grade, 7th grade, now is doing some of the very same chants that he does.
I didn't invent how to be a gentleman, right? So somebody had to invent it or have those strategies so we can use at our school. So he's gonna put, that would be either what, expository, or would it be narrative?
Expository.
It'd be expository, very good. Well, I remember back in the day, we used to wear Letterman jackets. We would take pride in walking around with our high school jackets or our pen, our lapel pins. And I wanna bring that back to schools in Atlanta public schools, and even at Best Academy, I brought that back, just to have pride. For example, if I could be at another building or another location, and I say one or two things and you'll even hear it. Matter of fact, you hear my voice say yes, sir? Yes, sir. Who's the best? Me. And you see how even they know who's the best. Who's got that Best Academy pride? They have pride in their school.
He also is a person that we can talk to about as an administrator to what's going on in the building, what's really happening that we need to do in order to improve so that our teachers are happy, so that they can indeed teach our young men at a high level.
I think Mr. Blackman is so special to me because when I was in elementary school, I never liked the ELA, but now since coming to Best Academy and having Mr. Blackman as my ELA gifted teacher, I love ELA.
It means a lot. My young men, they look at me and say, wow, I have a teacher at this building or in our district I know this man. I know Mr. Blackman. And that means a lot to me when they say my teacher is the teacher of the year for middle school. 30 minutes with the book or even an ebook helps. I wonder who else told you that. Mr. Who? Some job. And I always make sure that I pitch education. Pitch education because they need to see other than football players. They need to see the black man other than on the TV screen, perhaps in handcuffs, something that they can see as a role model. There's a purpose of why everybody is here. Some people may not find that out till they're older, but each young man, we should provide every and any opportunity that they know that their purpose, or know what their purpose is eventually in their life. And now the gates to those opportunities are here at Best Academy and in Atlanta Public Schools.
Okay, at this time, Greg Militant, if you will walk up with Mr. Barry Blackman II. And we'll have a few remarks from Mr. Blackman.
Good evening. You hear my voice say yes, sir? All right, we're awake. Okay. You have to excuse me a little bit. I did, for the first time, I hadn't been emotional since I got married. So I didn't expect that warm welcome. And I want to say thank you to Mr. Jonathan Sims for that superb introduction. Please give him a round of applause. Maya Angelou says in part, the value of a teacher is one who looks at a face and says there's something behind that person. I want to influence that person. I want to encourage that person. I want to call that person out behind that face, behind that color, that language, that tradition, and behind that culture. I believe you can do it. I know it was done for me. See, as a teacher, when I interact with my young scholars and my young men, I'm able to encounter and influence every possible career that can be experienced. Through them, I'm moved. Through them, I am moved by their grit. I'm touched by their curiosity and enthralled by their ambition. And because of this, I am able to see their future. I see doctors, lawyers, musicians, scientists, and even Atlanta Public Schools' future superintendents. I see greatness. I see me. This is why I decided to become an Atlanta Public Schools teacher. Somebody said once when I was a young man that, you know what, you can't do that. There's no way you can teach young men how to read or how to keep their composure or how to be respectful gentlemen in the community. But I thought to myself, maybe it couldn't, but I guarantee I wouldn't be that teacher that would say so. So until that, I tried. I tried and I tried and I tried. I tried with the help of many others, as you see in this audience today. I tried with the guidance of Dr. Battle when I wanted to transfer. I tried when Mr. Womack told me, get up and let's try it again. We got to reach the young men. I tried, and I tried. I stand here today because of my efforts as a well-educated man, well-spoken man, and a well-read young man. Proof that when my young men see me, they think about what can be done. Again, thank you, Atlanta Public Schools. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Middleton, and congratulations, Mr. Blackman. At this time, we're going to ask Taylor Smith, a student at the School of Carver, School of the Arts, to come forward and introduce Ms. Wilder's classroom video.
Good evening, everyone. May I just say it is an honor for me to be here and present my teacher, Ms. Wilder. Now, when I walk in her classroom, I just don't feel like I'm in a classroom. I feel like I'm home. Ms. Wilder gives me everyone in her classroom this energy, this excitement. She wants you to learn. She wants you to be here. She just doesn't say, all right, turn to page 2. We're going to do this. You better learn what a pantomime is. She describes it in many ways as possible. She's shown us that we can use drama in our everyday lives. In literature, when you have to say an essay, you have to repeat it. It all comes down to what you say. I remember this one time. It was my 9th grade year. There was this casting producer that came to our school, and Ms. Wilder chose me. Not even knowing me from a lick of spit, I had just did one play with her. Had like 2 lines. Don't do it. So I was just like, you want me to do a monologue? What? I was so nervous. I was going against girls crying on cue. I'm like, really? Gonna let me, I'm going against that? But I always remember what she told me. Believe in yourself, just be you. Because at the end of the day, you can't be no one else. They're taken. So I went in there, I gave it my all. I'm like, please don't let this girl who cry on cue get it. Like, she get everything. That is so mean. And I ended up getting the role. I've learned also that there's more to life than just, staying in this small little box, being in South Atlanta. Thanks to Ms. Wilder, I was able to go on the Southeastern Theater Conference and went to Louisville, Kentucky. It was an amazing experience, and it made me just want to venture out and try new things. Ms. Wilder to me is not only just a teacher, she's a mentor, a friend, and I'm just thankful to have her in my life. But I've just learned so much from my 3 years at Carver, thanks to Ms. Wilder. She's given me, all of us, so many opportunities. She has given her last to us, and it's just amazing to have her in my life. So I would just like to present to you all my teacher, mentor, and friend, Ms. Wilder. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we're all going to be crying before we leave tonight. Okay, so now we will see the video for Ms. Wilder.
The sun escaping from the breaking clouds as it sank towards the hills they had left was now shining brightly again. Their fear left them, though they felt uneasy. True impact happens when you look 5, 10, or even 20 years, down the road, and you ask the question, will your students remember something you said, or have you inspired them in any way? Do they remember any of your classroom experiences?
And how she was as a kid.
For me, academic rigor is important because I think that even though you're an artist, you need to be able to express yourself. You need to know how to write. You need to know how to speak. It says, writing has voice if it shows the writer's personality. What does that mean? Let's get someone on this side. Kiosha. It's really important that our students not only learn how to write, but they learn the 6 traits of writing, and they learn how to develop their own voice, not just by acting, but also through writing, and really understanding who they are as a person and how that is reflected through their writing. Just as a car needs a tune-up to run efficiently, our teachers need to be tuned up, and also our students. One way that our teachers can be tuned up is by looking at student strengths and weaknesses and using reflection to differentiate for the students. And the students can tune up by through informative assessments and looking at also their strengths and weaknesses and areas of improvement.
Because she has an arts background and has a desire to better understand the connection between the arts and the core academics, she has an innate ability to bring her colleagues along and do a lot of collaboration for kids to showcase their depth of knowledge.
Ms. Wilder wants you to prevail. Like, she always wants you to succeed. Even if you feel like it wasn't meant to be, she'll show you a way where you can make it meant to be. She actually cares about her students. She loves being here and wants to be around us. And knowing that we're in such a hard community where we're not given a lot or privilege as much as other students are in other schools, she'll come out her own pocket sometimes and give us things that our surroundings wouldn't give us.
Theater is definitely a real class, and I know people may think that it is a playing space, which it is, but it's not just a playing space. And it's very important to understand that we do actually do writing. Just a week ago, before the writing test to help prep the students, we spoke about, or my lesson was about ethos, pathos, and logos.
river flows in you in and out. Ever since you've been a child, it's been a while since you smiled. You're in and out, in and out.
Setting high expectations for students is very important, and definitely having clear objectives and engaging the students. I think that's extremely important today in working with our generation. The kids feel safe. I let them know that they don't have to have the right answer, and it's okay to make mistakes. If you're going to make a mistake, this is the place to do it. I am making sure standards are met, and I'm making sure that I incorporate multiple intelligences. Our students learn differently. Some students are naturalistic, some students are body kinesthetic, so we have to cater to those needs as well, and we want to make sure we're differentiating in the classroom. So you're differentiating by content, you're differentiating the process, and also the product.
Dr. Gatson, if you will please escort Ms. Wilder up, please.
Good evening. I can recall my third grade teacher, Ms. DeMecco, never being satisfied with me being ordinary. Ms. DeMecco was indifferent and had no concern over where her students had been, but where they were going. This altered my entire mindset as a child. I began to desire to be a non-judgmental and supporting individual. This was the first major impact from teaching on my life. Teaching has compromised my ability to live in a box. It has brought me balance and the truest essence of what love is. I have been blessed to be able to take my passion in acting and share it with children who struggle with their emotions and properly releasing their self-expression. William Shakespeare said, "The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away." I have a gift to impart knowledge to my students through theater. I teach in the hopes of inspiring and empowering my students to have a voice. I do it to foster cultural thinking skills and to encourage discussion and creativity in the arts. The major reason is because I simply love acting and deliberately fostering extraordinary characters. I live by the words of Uta Hagen in my classroom. Each student must overcome the notion that he or she is regular because it robs them of their chance to be extraordinary. I have learned that to love something, one must have patience, kindness, and humility, and not be self-seeking, not easily angered, and have hope and perseverance. These are the qualities that I have acquired over my 13 years of teaching. I continue to be thankful and learning through my teaching experiences. Teaching has become the director in my play called Life. And I am committed to students and theater with no intermission. Thank you, APS. I am elated and honored to represent you as the High School Teacher of the Year.
Thank you, Dr. Gatson, and congratulations to you, Ms. Wilder. At this time, I would like to acknowledge our sponsors and supporting staff for their contribution. I know you thought we were getting ready to tell you who the winner was, huh? Okay, Ms. Shirley Wright is here representing the Professional Association of Georgia Educators. Ms. Wright donated a $50 movie gift card and a $25 TJ Maxx gift card and personal items for each of the 3 finalists. And we want to thank you for your support. We have representatives here from Coca-Cola Bottling Company who provided 84 beautiful engraved personalized plaques to each teacher of the year throughout the district, which valued approximately $4,200. Is Mr. Don Osborne available? In addition, we have Kroger Corporation, who provided gift baskets, which we will give to the 3 finalists tonight, worth over $1,000. And we want to thank Ms. Parks for her generous gift. Is Ms. Park present tonight? We also want to thank Pentacle Credit Union for extending Target gift cards and gift baskets for each finalist, totaling up to a donation of $1,000. Thank you very much. Strickland Security and Safety Solutions, LLC, for providing our Beautiful Teacher of the Year tote bags that are worth $630. Thank you. And of course, as we saw our semifinalists and finalists walk in, they had on the gorgeous gold, teal, and white stoles. Those were provided by Create a Stole, worth $1,406. In addition, in the rooms prior to coming here, each finalist received a teacher box with items from Target, and that was donated by Hands on Atlanta. We want to give a special thanks to the members of the Communication Department for their outstanding support, Ms. Kimberly Green, Ms. Charlotte Napper, and also Mr. Scott King. And if they're present, if they could please stand. Scott's there. We want to do a special thank you to Michelle Carter, who is here with the Loudermill Center, and we want to thank her for allowing us to use this, building a partnership with us and allowing us to use this beautiful venue tonight. We want to thank you to the members serving on the Teacher of the Year semifinalist selection panel and the Teacher of the Year finalist selection panel, along with members of the Superintendent's Office, Student and Support Services, Transportation, Teaching and Learning, and the Associate Superintendent Office for supporting and providing the additional support in coordinating this ceremony. And if you are here, if you would please stand. At this time, I will ask Ms. Rita Simmons. She is representing Cleveland Avenue Elementary, and she was our Teacher of the Year for 2013-14, and she's going to give us her farewell speech.
Good evening. First, I would like to congratulate the finalists, the semifinalists, and the local Teachers of the Year for 2014-2015 school year. And I want to remind you, just like I said to you at the first annual Starfish recognition, you truly make a difference in a child's life. So I want to remind you of that, and I want you to give yourselves a hand. My farewell speech is one of a charge to you, to everyone in this room, and also to speak on behalf of my students and my school. I vow to use every moment to showcase those students, to showcase and speak on behalf of them, because they have no voice at times. I want to tell you this, that sometimes they're often forgotten. And so I have to make sure that I'm making a difference and I'm speaking for them. Therefore, on behalf of the children of Cleveland Avenue Elementary School, we say thank you. Thank you to those who remain steadfast in transforming our educational experiences. Thank you to my principal, Dr. Ware Brazier, and the Cleveland Avenue staff for your undying support. I'd like to thank you, and thank you on behalf of my students for visiting them, the board members. Thank you for coming to our classroom. Thank you to APS for showcasing their beautiful faces on the website. Thank you so much, Dr. Christopherson, for being Cameron's and Daquan's first business customer for their Business Entrepreneur Showcase. Thank you for those. Thank you. They were so appreciative for you getting those bracelets from them, and they thought that they were rock stars after that. Thank you. Thank you to Dr. Anderson for your gracious and thoughtful gestures. Ms. Ferries Moore and the administrative services, you all made me feel so welcome downtown, made me feel at home, so thank you so much for that. Thank you to Mrs. Jema Whitaker for transforming and revolutionizing the Atlanta Public Schools Gifted program. Thank you, Ms. Perry Ponder, for visiting us and observing our classroom presentations. You made us feel so very special. And thank you to so many of you for making my students in school feel special. Thank you, Mr. Scott King, for the brilliant photos and videos, because now the world can see that giftedness and high achievers exist in Southwest Atlanta. Thank you so much. Thank you to the Georgia Department of Education and the sponsors for the ice cream party, the latest smart technology software, and for the Georgia Aquarium field trip. Being the Atlanta Public Schools Teacher of the Year afforded my school and my students wonderful opportunities, and for that, we are grateful. And I say thank you for allowing me to represent Atlanta Public Schools in various capacities around the district and to be an ambassador for teachers and students. It is so awesome to be a teacher, but it is even more awesome to lead and to teach children who may not and do not have much, but they give everything. Dr. Martin Luther King said, "I have the audacity to believe that people can have 3 meals a day, and that for their bodies, and education and culture for their minds, that they can have dignity, equality, and freedom for their spirits. Let us march on poverty until no American parent has to skip a meal for their children to eat. Let us march on poverty until no man, no starved man walks the streets looking for a job that does not exist." 20 plus years ago, before I decided to become a teacher, this quote resounded internally. And I asked myself 2 questions. Who are you, and why are you here? The answer to those questions and my ambitious goals took me from Saginaw, Michigan, to Florida, and all the way to the west side of Chicago, the most impoverished neighborhood in America. Well, was I afraid? Did I desire to walk away? Absolutely. However, Natasha, an 8th grader, convinced me otherwise. She was from a low socioeconomic 2-parent home, dealing with a multitude of health challenges, including diabetes and physical deformities, and she endured non-stop bullying. Nevertheless, those challenges did not stop her or interfere with her math, her top math, and high, wonderful recitation skills. Natasha had the world against her, but a will to live. She helped to transform my career exponentially for years to come. In fact, my girls' mentoring organization exists because of her. She confirmed my overall educational beliefs. If given the opportunity, one can succeed regardless of your economic situation and circumstances. Teaching at Marva Collins Westside Prep will be the catalyst to give me a weapon to fight against poverty in education. The experience will be one of my weapons to say, if you would just look beyond the exterior of a child, you can find giftedness and high achievers wherever you look. My quest led me to Georgia, where I asked myself those same two questions. Who are you and why are you here? My answer, I am a teacher, and I am here to resolutely wield my weapons against poverty in education and to help build dreams. So I ask each person in this room, who are you and why are you here? As I say farewell to you, I leave you with one of Natasha's favorite poems that helped her make it through her challenges, and one that I share with my students every year, If, by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you and make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stoop and build them up with worn out tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss and lose and start again from your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart, nerve, and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there's nothing left in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can walk with kings, if you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, if you can walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can feel the unforgiving minute, with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything in it, and which is more, you'll be a daughter, a woman, my daughter, and a man, my son. Thank you, congratulations, God bless you.
Thank you, Ms. Simmons. That was wonderful. This is the moment that we've all been waiting for. Dr. Christopher?
I don't know if I should cry on cue. You raise me up. Okay, so are we ready? Of course, they put in a thing that doesn't open. So, okay, here it goes. I'm not going to look. Barry Blackman! I had no idea he was going to win, but since you're standing, We're gonna do 10 seconds of celebratory dance. Wait. And please tell me I have my music.
I'm trying to take my time. I'm sorry. I want to say first, I know we get to my finalists a lot of emails, and it seems like this journey, and I know some of you also can vouch for it, felt like a dissertation. And you actually, Perry Ponder inspired me to move on to a doctorate, because I felt that, I know that's not in my notes or my speech. I didn't win, honestly, for thinking about being humble, and I'm a son of a Marine, and I'm trying to hold back from crying. Because if my dad saw me, he would bite his bottom lip. But I think right now, he's saluting and he is happy for me. And I want to honestly dedicate the way he brought me up, and I was proud and honored to have a father. And to the 300 and 400 young men at Best Academy and in the surrounding communities who do not, I am their father. To the young men who wants to do something and be inspired, there are thousands of teachers who know how to inspire young men and young ladies. So to Superintendent Kostarfson, illustrious board members, stakeholders, and esteemed educators. Oh, my God, can I say that? I want my job, I know we're downtown in the Capitol and they won't let us say certain things, but you all know where my help cometh from. Thank you. I have a few things that I know I'm supposed to say, and my mind is moving, and I feel like I just pledged my fraternity. So please, my fraternity brothers, don't tell I cried. To the Omegas in the house, don't make fun of me. But I do it for young men like this. And under the great leaders that I've gone under, there's a few in the building, and I made sure I made comment to them earlier. But the current leader that I have, Brother Womack, would you please stand, sir? Brother Womack, please stand, sir. If you ever get a chance to come to Best Academy, please shake his hand and come see us. The illustrious board members, stakeholders, and esteemed educators, thank you to Atlanta Public Schools for sponsoring this tremendous award program. To those who nominated me, thank you. To my boss, colleagues, and most of all, the young men of Best Academy Middle School. To Keisha Payne and Giangela Wilder, I salute you both. Please give them another round of applause. They are true trailblazers in education. I'm trying not to get choked. There are many more who have impacted my life that I must thank. To elders in the back of the church who took the switch, to my ancestors who have gone and passed away and are still looking down on what I do. For them, I am again not the individual. However, I must thank also my beautiful wife, Summer. Please stand. My rock. My son, my daughter, and especially my mother and father who have been there for me from the very beginning. Family, I am truly humbled and grateful and honored to be selected as your Teacher of the Year for Atlanta Public Schools. If you notice, I use the term family. Because of this is what we are and must strive to be now. Instead of separate schools, we are one family. See, I treat and inspire and teach every young man that like he is my own son. And with this process, I found the niche to stop writing referrals, kids skipping class or not skipping class, because I built what they call a relationship with our young men and young ladies. Positive relationships. By simply giving him a hand and saluting him or asking him, how is your mom? How is your brother? I say this because James Comer stated that no significant learning can occur without a significant relationship. Walt Whitman, one of my favorite authors, said, "Comrade, I give you my hand and I give you my love. These are more precious than my money." For we know and understand that it takes strong teachers, strong administrators, strong parents, buy-ins from the stakeholders to provide their wallets. Mr. Porsche, how are you? A family to teach each child with fidelity. Again, I said the word family. So that they are college ready, competitive, and that they are the best they can be. I know I'm not supposed to stay up here more than, you say 2 minutes? But I will have to say this. I have a sister when we were young. My mom was a professor, and she always used to make us give up spelling words. And I want to tell this real quick because it's in my heart. My sister used to say, "Mama, mama, mama, I can spell mama. I can spell mama." So my mother would say, "No, hold on, I'm on the phone." She'd wait about 5-10 minutes. I'm in the corner laughing. "Mama, I said I can spell mama. I can spell." So she says, "Okay, Sherry, go ahead and spell." "Mama, mama, D, mama, D-O-G, mama." And my mother gave her a round of applause. Now, we all know as educators that there's no way in the world mama spelled D-O-G, dog. The reason what I'm getting at is what my mother built that mother-daughter relationship to still encourage her to be as best, or be the best that she can be, even as a young child. Now, I say this story, and some of you frowning up like, where's your sister now? Well, my sister works for the Department of Navy, and she's in the government downtown Washington, D.C. So spelling, helping, math, teach each child correctly, but also build that relationship like it's your own child. Atlanta Public Schools, so again, family, I thank you as we continue to move forward together. I said as we continue to move forward together on this great academic endeavor of Atlanta Public Schools. Please stand and give yourself a round of applause. Thank you.
Congratulations, Mr. Blackman. Have a safe trip home. Thank you.